1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right, for 10 points. The heaviest of the halogens. This radioactive, we have William of Exeter. Say again?
Astatine.
Astatine. Judges? What relationship were Goneril and Regan to each other? Cheryl of Memorial.
Sisters?
They were sisters for 10 points, correct. Granite State Super Challenge champions, Winnisquam Regional High School.
Channel 11 presents Granite State Challenge. Made possible in part by grants from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Hampshire, ensuring more people in the Granite State. This is no time to be without Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The New Hampshire Sweepstakes Commission, a proud supporter of education in New Hampshire. An anonymous New Hampshire resident. And Digital Equipment Corporation, where we believe a commitment to education is an investment in the future, everyone's future. Featured today, Interlakes High School and Alvirne High School.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Chenard, and welcome again to another edition of the Granite State Challenge. Well, here we are. We have reached our Final Four. We began with 32 teams from across the Granite State. We are down to four teams hoping to make it into our Super Challenge coming up in just a couple of weeks. Two teams ready to do battle this evening, and let's show you where those two teams are from. First of all, we have the Lakers of Interlakes High School from the town of Meredith in the central portion of the Granite State. And we have the Broncos of Alvirne High School from Hudson in the southern portion of the Granite State. So those are the two schools playing tonight. Now let's meet the players. First of all, the Lakers of Interlakes High.
I'm Jeff Carty, and I'm a junior.
My name is Bob Schultz. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Dave Hamblett, and I'm a senior.
I'm Sean Haley, and I'm also a senior.
And also with us for tonight's program, the coaches of the team, Dr. Carl Marshall and George LaPierre. And the alternates are Christy Johnson and Scott Schoenbauer. And they are the Lakers of Interlakes High School. And now let us introduce you to their opponents for tonight's semifinal round game, the Broncos of Alvirne High School.
I'm Scott Greenbaum, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Preston Farner, and I'm a senior.
I'm Mark Masterson, and I'm a senior.
I'm Tom Graham, and I'm a senior.
And with us for the program this evening, the coach of the team, Peggy Lavoie, and the alternates are Marshall Murray and Max Tuford, and they are the Broncos of Alvirne High School. Well, even though we're into our semifinal round competition, the game is still the same. We play in 4 rounds. We have 10-point toss-up questions. We have a bonus round, a 60-second round, and much more that we'll tell you all about as we get near them. But right now, Alvirne and Interlakes, these are 10-point toss-up questions. There's no talking among you, and we're ready to go. Good luck. For 10 points, identify the Florence, Alabama native who is known as the father of the blues and who has been elected to the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. We have Sean of Interlakes.
B.B. King.
Alvirne, Tom?
Muddy Waters.
It was W.C. Handy. W.C. Handy for 10 points. Identify the noted poet who lived most of his life in the state. We have Sean of Interlakes.
Robert Frost.
Of New Hampshire. Robert Frost is correct for 10 points. Another 10-pointer. Name the vestigial organ located near the beginning of the ascending colon. Mark of Alvirne.
The appendix.
The appendix is right, and you've got 10 points on the board. In which year will Panama take control? Jeff of Interlakes.
1997.
I can repeat it all for Alvirne, but I won't. Preston?
1999.
1999. Panama takes control of the canal. All right, if you need, you may want to use paper and pencil in front of you. Jeannie sold her Jaguar for $12,000. How much did the Jaguar cost her if she sold it at a loss of 20% of the cost? Jeff of Interlakes.
$16,000.
Alvirne. Preston.
$15,000.
$15,000 is correct. Another 10-pointer on the line. Name the first woman Episcopalian bishop. Tom of Alvirne.
Seton.
Interlakes. Her name was Bishop Barbara Harris. Bishop Barbara Harris for 10 points. Which famous Civil War general died of wounds received in a battle, Sean of Interlakes?
Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson did, as he was shot by his own troops. Another 10-pointer in round one. Which U.S. state was admitted to the Union on January 3rd, 1959? We have Tom of Alvirne.
Hawaii.
Jeff of Interlakes.
Alaska.
Alaska it is, the 49th state. For 10 points, which inland sea or lake in North America? Jeff of Interlakes.
Lake Superior.
Can repeat it all for Alvirne. Which inland sea or lake in North America is fed by freshwater streams yet is saltier than the oceans? Tom.
Great Salt Lake.
Great Salt Lake is correct. Here we go, still in round number one. Name one of the two American athletes who were expelled from the Olympic Games in Mexico in 1968 for raising gloved fist in a defiant gesture as the U.S. national anthem was played. Tom of Alvirne.
Johnson.
Interlakes. A little before your time. Tommy Smith or John Carlos. For 10 points. Give the word for those who study hormones. Tom of Alvirne.
Endocrinologist.
Interlakes. Jeff.
Endocrinologist.
You got it. Endocrinologist is the correct pronunciation. Another 10-pointer for you. A mathematical line has how many dimensions? David of Interlakes.
1.
1 is correct for another 10 points. What prefix, meaning across, is often, we have Preston of Alvirne.
Trans.
Trans, simple as that, nicely done. All right, specifically, which species of the tree has always been characterized as nature's chief gift to New England? Sean of Interlakes.
Conifers.
Alvirne. Tom.
Evergreen.
The white pine, the white pine. For 10 points. Who is the author of Kaleidoscope? Her name is Danielle Steele. Danielle Steele for 10 points. In which 1966 case did the U.S. Supreme Court limit the power of police to question Robert of Interlakes?
The Miranda case?
The Miranda case, to question suspects. All right, you may want to use paper and pencil in front of you again. This is very simple. Just add 724 and 1468. 1468 to 724. Jeff of Interlakes.
2,192.
You got it, 2,192. For 10 points here in round one of our competition, identify the Austrian known as the father of psycho. We have Tom of Alvirne.
Freud.
Sigmund Freud is right, psychoanalysis. Another 10-pointer demands quick attention. Name the current mayor of Washington, D.C., Tom of Alvirne.
LaGuardia.
Jeff of Interlakes.
Marion Barry.
Marion Barry is correct for your 10 points. All right, we have about a minute or so to go in round number one. For 10 points, which country captured the USS Pueblo in 1960? Tom of Alvirne.
South Korea.
Robert of Interlakes.
North Korea.
North Korea is correct. That's in 1968. For 10 points, which disease, the first one conquered by human beings, racked Europe for several centuries? Jeff of Interlakes.
Smallpox.
Smallpox is right for another 10 points. Another 10-pointer on the line. From which city did the National Football League's Sean of Interlakes?
Canton, Ohio.
Can repeat it all for Alvirne. From which city did the NFL's Phoenix Cardinals move? Scott.
St. Louis.
St. Louis is right. They were the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, we have another 10-pointer. You come across the decimal 0.6, but the 6 has a short horizontal line above it. Robert of Interlakes.
Repeating decimal. Goes
It
on.
is repeating. That's what we're looking for. And there's our whistle ending our round, and what a wonderful round of competition. Interlakes getting out in front after our first round of play by a score of 110 to 70. All right, we head right into our second round of competition. We still have our 10-point toss-up questions, but now the extra dimension is that we add the bonus opportunity. We have a chance for bonus points to the team that identifies the 10-point toss-up questions. Still no talking in the 10-point toss-ups teams. Here we go for 10 points. Identify the mountain which has the third highest peak in the nation east of the Mississippi. Tom of Alvirne.
Washington.
Mount Washington is correct for 10 points. So that means we'll come over to you, Broncos, with your first choice at our bonus, and your categories are science, famous people, or doubles.
Famous people.
We'll go with famous people. Again, now you can talk among yourself, but Captain Tom gives me your team answers. Match the following famous people with the islands on which they were born. John Paul Jones.
England.
Correct for 5 points. Harry Belafonte.
Jamaica.
Correct for 5 points. Napoleon Bonaparte.
Corsica.
15 out of 15 on the bonus. All right, we go with a 10-point toss-up question. Classify the dependent clause in the sentence below, what I will read. The dependent clause. When the lightning struck, the lights went out. We have Jeff of Interlakes.
When the lightning struck?
Alvirne. It is classified as an adverb clause. An adverb clause is how we worded it. For 10 points, what is the correct name for that set of straight lines which can be drawn through a given point? Sean of Interlakes.
Raise.
Alvirne. Tom?
Space.
It's like that. It's infinite. Infinite. For 10 points, name the only 2 female U.S. senators in the 100th Congress, one representing Kansas and the other Maryland. Nancy Kassebaum and Barbara Mikulski. Another 10-point toss-up. Name the large African desert located. We have Sean of Interlakes.
Sahara.
Repeat it all for Alvirne. Name the large African desert located in the western and the southern part of Botswana, in the northern part of South Africa, and in the eastern part of Southwest Africa. Mark.
The Gobi.
It is the Kalahari Desert. The Kalahari Desert. Another 10-pointer. What famous courtroom judge wrote View from the Bench? Tom of Alvirne.
Surica.
Sean of Interlakes.
John Marshall.
That famous judge of the People's Court, Judge Joseph Wapner. Here we go for a 10-pointer. Who is the Australian-born owner of the Boston Herald? Tom of Alvirne.
Murdoch.
Robert Murdoch is right for 10 points. All right, we'll give you another chance at bonus. Science, doubles, or sirs?
I think so. Sirs.
We'll go with sirs for 5 points each. Identify these famous sirs. The founder of the lost colony of Roanoke.
Raleigh.
Sir Walter Raleigh is right for 5 points. The commander of the English fleet in the 1588 battle with the Spanish Armada.
Winston.
Sir Francis Drake. And the man who assassinated Robert Kennedy.
Sirhan.
Sirhan, 5 more, 10 total on the bonus. All right, a 10-point toss-up question, teams. What animals race in the Iditarod? We have Sean of Interlakes.
Sled dogs.
Sled dogs do indeed for your 10 points. Okay, Lakers, you get a shot at science, doubles, or poetry. Science. I indicate whether each of the following is metal or non-metal. Sodium.
Metal.
Say again.
Metal.
Judges, I take it from the captain. The captain said metal, and that's correct for 5 points. Sulfur.
Non-metal.
Correct for 5 points. Calcium.
Non-metal.
It is metal. 10 out of 15 on the bonus. 10 out of 15 on their bonus. And again, just in case you're wondering at home, in this particular round, we take the captain's answer representing the team. The captain had that one correct. For 10 points, in which New York City is the Baseball Hall of Fame Sean of Interlakes?
Cooperstown.
Cooperstown, New York is correct. All right, back to you, Interlakes, with doubles, poetry, or social studies.
Social studies.
All right, we want you to answer each of the following 5 points. Again, I'll explain that Captain Sean gives me a team answer. In which year did the Spanish-American War take place?
1898.
Correct for 5 points. At which battle did George Dewey say, "You may fire when you are ready, Gridley"?
Manila Bay.
Correct for 5 points. In whose fleet did Dewey serve as executive officer of the USS Mississippi in 1861?
Farragut.
Yes, sir. 15 out of 15 on the bonus. All right, we go with another 10-pointer. Narcoanalysis or narcosynthesis, Tom of Alvirne.
Sleep.
Sleep is what we're looking for, is right for 10 points. Would you guys like to know the question? Is a form of chemotherapy in which certain drugs are given to a patient in order to induce what? Sleep is right. Let's go to Alvirne for your bonus. Doubles, poetry, or language arts?
Doubles.
Doubles. Double negative is a violation of grammar. That's an example. Double negative is a violation of grammar for 5 points each. Give these other expressions on the double. Make sure it's right.
Double check.
Correct for 5 points. High level of inflation.
Double digits.
Double digits.
Correct. High quality wool.
Double knit.
Double knit.
15 out of 15 on the bonus. And there's our whistle ending our bonus round, and things are tightening up a bit here. After 2 rounds of play, it's Interlakes 155 and Alvirne 140. Well, just before we head into our 3rd round, let's just take a moment to introduce you to the judge for tonight's program. His name is Victor Esposito, Jr., and he is a teacher for the Exeter Area School District, and we thank Victor very much for being with us for tonight's program. Round 3 coming up now, and this is our 60-second round. Each team has a chance to answer 10 questions in 60 seconds, 10 points for every correct answer. Get all 10, and you get a bonus of 10 points. Team trailing is Alvirne by 15. You get the categories first. They are rivers, geography, or phobias.
Pretty good. Phobias.
Phobias. You just wanted to see if I could pronounce these things. All right, the question, I'll name the phobia. You tell me what it is a fear of. Start the clock. Acrophobia.
Heights.
Correct. Ballistophobia.
Missiles.
Missiles.
Correct. Chromatophobia.
Photography.
Colors.
Money. Ergophobia.
Work.
Correct. Gallophobia.
Pass.
Hippophobia.
Horses.
Correct. Logophobia.
Words.
Words. Judges, think of that. Words. Ophiophobia.
Women.
Snakes. Panphobia.
Everything.
Everything. Xenophobia.
Strangers.
Strangers is the answer in that last one, judges. So judges will have to consider strangers in the last one. And words, I believe they said for logophobia. And now we'll await the decision as to how many they get on their total. They're getting a total of 6 out of the 10 on their 60-second round. Well done. All right. We'll come over to Interlakes now and tell you your 2 categories remaining are rivers or geography.
Geography.
Geography it will be. Again, I take Sean's answer as the team answer. We want you to answer these geographical questions. Simple as that. Start the clock. Located in California, it is the tallest mountain in the contiguous 48 states.
Mount Hood.
Mount Whitney. What is the world's largest sea?
Mediterranean.
Judges, you make the decision. The Orkney Islands are part of what country?
Ireland.
Scotland. The Fiji Islands are in which ocean?
Pacific.
Correct. What ocean does the Zambezi River flow into?
Indian.
Correct. What is the highest mountain in Canada?
Pass.
Zanzibar is part of what country?
Zimbabwe.
Tanzania. What is the tallest mountain in the United States?
Mount McKinley.
Correct. Jordan and Israel border what sea?
Dead Sea.
Correct. Name the country due east of Portugal.
Spain.
Correct. And now that ends the round. We'll look at the judges. That's 6 again, 6 out of 10 on their 60-second round, which will bring us to the end of our 3rd round of competition. And as the score adds up before us, it's 215 to 200 after 3 rounds of play. Well, this is the way it should be as we head into the home stretch now of our semifinal round. One round remaining, the winner to move on into our Super Challenge, Alvirne and Interlakes. No more talking among you. Audience, be careful with your answers, and let's go with 10-point toss-up questions the rest of the way. For 10 points, what is the next term in this series? 1, 4, 7, 10. Preston of Alvirne.
13.
What is the next term in this series, Interlakes? 16. Well, if you guys would let me finish the question, we'd eventually get to 19, and now we'll go with another 10-point toss-up question. Identify the 3 counties which make up the southern border of New Hampshire. David of Interlakes.
Hillsborough, Rockingham, and Cheshire.
You have them all. 10 points. Another 10-pointer. Which phrase means the beginning and the end and is comprised of the first and last letters? Mark of Alvirne.
Alpha and Omega.
Alpha and Omega of the Greek alphabet. Which eastern city is nicknamed Beantown? Tom of Alvirne.
Boston.
Boston, Massachusetts is correct. Another 10-pointer. The Smithsonian Institute just released the classic Hoagie Carmichael. For what was Hoagie Carmichael known? Tom of Alvirne.
He was a singer, songwriter.
Yes, sir. Piano player, songwriter, singer, actor. You got him. Another 10-point toss-up question. What type of matter is described below? Expands upon heating. Preston of Alvirne.
Gas.
That's it. Fills any container, is compressible. For 10 points, what is the hypotenuse of a right triangle? Sean of Interlakes.
Square root of 2.
Can repeat it all for Alvirne. What is the hypotenuse of a right triangle whose legs are 30 and 40? Preston.
50.
50 is right for 10 points. Another 10-point toss-up. Identify the fictional character created over 100 years ago who is, at the moment, in retirement in Sussex. Tom of Alvirne.
Holmes.
Holmes is right. Sherlock, to be exact. Another 10-pointer. What number was New Hampshire's vote in ratifying Tom of Alvirne?
9.
It was the 9th in ratifying the Constitution. Another very quick answer needed here as we say, which European city is known as the City of Lights? Tom of Alvirne.
Paris.
Paris is right. What stage immediately follows the telophase in Preston of Alvirne?
Interphase.
Interphase is right, the telophase in mitosis. All right, teams, we have about 3 minutes to play, 3 minutes to go. If 2 triangles are similar and their sides are in the ratio of 2 to 3, what is the ratio of their perimeters? Preston of Alvirne.
2 to 3.
2 to 3 is right. For 10 points, identify the Chinese city whose name in lowercase means to obtain a person, especially a sailor. Jeff of Interlakes.
Shanghai.
Shanghai is right. Another 10-point toss-up. What is the most common name used in nursery rhymes? Or, Tom of Alvirne.
Jack.
Jack is right. Be nimble, Jack, be quick. Well done. For 10 points, what 2 words describe an accumulation of heat in the lower atmosphere through the absorption? Tom of Alvirne.
Greenhouse effect.
Yes, sir. Greenhouse effect. All right, teams, a couple of minutes to play. Identify the English poet who was sometimes called the Swan of the River Avon. Jeff of Interlakes.
Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare is right. Which king of France who reigned from 16... Jeff of Interlakes?
Louis XIV?
Sure. Louis XIV is right. I mean, what other clue did you need? You know, he reigned in 16 for 10 points. What is the plural of the geometrical name for a figure that is the set of all points and only those points that satisfy one or more? Preston of Alvirne.
Loci.
Loci is right. One or more given conditions. Another 10-pointer. Which planet, about 25% closer to the sun than the Earth and known as Earth's twin? Jeff of Interlakes. Venus is right for 10 points. right, we got about a minute to go, teams. What two parts of speech are modified by adjective? Tom of Alvirne.
Nouns and adverbs.
Repeat it all for Interlakes. What two parts of speech are modified by adjective clauses? Adjective, you got it. Jeff.
Nouns and verbs.
It was nouns and pronouns. I'm sorry if I had mispronounced that. Here we go. Rudyard Kipling wrote about Rikki Tikki Tavi. What kind of animal was the writing about, Tom of Alvirne?
Weasel.
Jeff?
Mongoose.
A mongoose is right for 10 points. Another 10-pointer. Which biblical monster vanquished by God has the same name as a treatise by Thomas Hobbes? Sean of Interlakes.
Lucifer.
Mark of Alvirne.
Leviathan.
Leviathan is correct for your 10 points. Another 10-point toss-up. No, we won't have another. Alvirne has come from behind to move into the finals, 340 to 275 tonight. Well, it indeed was a come-from-behind effort. Congratulations to the Broncos. They will be the first team to move into our Super Challenge in just a couple of weeks. To the Lakers, congratulations not only for your 3 wins earlier in the year, but for a great game tonight. Well, there's one semifinal down, 1 to go. That comes up 1 week from tonight. It pits the Astros of Pinkerton Academy against the Generals of John Stark Regional High School. Until that time, I'm Jim Janot. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
New Hampshire Journal is coming up next on Channel 11. But first, find out how you can be part of the Granite State Challenge Super Challenge audience. Details are coming right up.
Granite State Challenge has been made possible by grants from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Hampshire, ensuring more people in the Granite State. This is no time to be without Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The New Hampshire Sweepstakes Commission, a proud supporter of education in New Hampshire. An anonymous New Hampshire resident. And Digital Equipment Corporation, where we believe a commitment to education is an investment in the future, everyone's future.
New housing developments, condominiums.
Point correct.